Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents The Secret Formula. Discover your greater self and revolutionize your life. By Joseph Murphy, edited by Mitch Horowitz. Narrated by Mitch Horowitz.
Preface. Man's Greatest Need. Man's greatest need is to believe in himself. With this statement, Joseph Murphy opens this collection. I believe in his statement with all my heart. Faith in self is not our only need, but it is our most primal, basic, and promising. Without healthful self-belief, which is by its nature constructive and active rather than myopic and delusive, literally no enterprise would be possible. This collection is about cultivation of purposeful self-confidence, a confidence born not necessarily from current ability so much as potential ability, a confidence arising from the realization that your mind itself is the mediator of greater laws and forces which make you a creative being, a confidence that is not hubristic, but that is composed, persistent, and certain that mental effort will eventually open all roads. A confidence that fosters authentic self-measure and not fanciful arrogance. A confidence that is truth. The formula for this kind of confidence does not come cheaply. It requires, Murphy writes, intention, dedication, persistence, and focus. Your mind will not yield its fruits to you without those efforts, but with them you will, as a seeker, discover that you have every reason to feel confident, because you will discover the existence of a greater, non-local mind of which your private intellect is a channel and a means of creative co-expression. We often think of the subconscious as a hidden engine of events, both good and bad, and that's valid enough. But in this collection, and this is part of the secret formula in its title, Murphy urges you to also understand your subconscious as a friend and ally. By using the methods Murphy provides, including acts of self-suggestion just before drifting to sleep each night, you will learn how to program your subconscious to assist you with ideas, workable plans, and fresh insights. Your subconscious is, in large measure, your destiny, and your destiny can be shaped. Murphy also observes in this collection that the world believes in lies. These lies are the conditioned limits that get engendered in us in childhood and reinforced by conformist peer opinion and underdeveloped self-image. These socially approved lies cement in us an emotional conviction that hurtful experiences of the past must necessarily repeat, or that some kind of negative cause and effect is stacked against us. Murphy urges you to take a sledgehammer to that outlook. He cites numerous examples, including from the lives of compelling and contemporaneous peers, such as psychologist Viktor Frankl, that many limitations are, in large measure, self-created and not part of the natural order of life. Change this moment, Murphy writes, and you change your destiny. That is the simple, compelling truth of this book. And the best way to alter the present moment is to alter your conception of self. You have every reason to upend and strengthen your sense of self. This book is a beacon toward experiment and new experience in that direction. May it bring you a greater estimate of who you really are. Mitch Horowitz. Adjust to wealth and health. Man's greatest need is to believe in himself, in what he is doing, and in his ultimate destiny. Self-reliance or self-confidence finds its greatest outlet when it is accompanied by a belief that the real self of man is God, and that with God all things are possible. Shakespeare wrote about the divinity which shapes your ends. Rough hew it how you will. The Bible gives the key to building spiritual self-reliance But without faith it is impossible to please him, for he that cometh to God must first believe that God is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Down through the ages, all men and women who have possessed spiritual self-reliance have had a deep abiding conviction that they were one with the God presence within. God is the living spirit within you. God is spirit, and they that worship him in spirit and in truth. His spirit has no face, form, or figure. It's timeless, shapeless, and ageless. You worship no man. You give your attention, your devotion, your loyalty to the spirit within you which created the universe and created you. It's all-powerful, knows all, and sees all. When you're in tune with him, that infinite power responds to you, and you do marvelous things. Great men down through the ages were sure of themselves without being aggressive, egotistical, or intolerant. Jesus, Moses, Buddha, Lao Tzu, Confucius, Muhammad, many others accomplished the so-called impossible through the absolute conviction that they could do what they set out to do through the divine power which strengthened and inspired them. They were all men born like you were. You can accomplish little in this world without faith. The farmer, when he plants his seed, has faith in the science of agriculture. The chemist has faith in the laws and principles of chemistry. The doctor has faith in his knowledge of anatomy, physiology, materia medica, and pharmacology. He has faith in his skill as a surgeon. The engineer has implicit faith in the laws of mathematics, stress and strain, and other principles of the universe. Then he builds a building according to scientific laws which existed before any man walked the earth or before any church was ever formed. You can have the same abiding faith in the laws of your own mind, which are the same yesterday, today, and forever. A man who thinks that the principles of chemistry and physics and mathematics are different than the principles and laws operating in his own mind is living in the Dark Ages. These mental and spiritual laws are just as dependable and undeviating as the laws of gravitation, Boyle's law, or Avogadro's law. We know for a fact that if you think good, then good follows, and if you think evil, then evil follows. If you think of yourself as a failure and you picture a failure, you will fail. Think of success and realize you're born to succeed and to win, for the infinite cannot fail. Picture yourself successful, happy, and free, and you will be. Whatever you think and feel is true, and your conscious mind is embodied in your subconscious and comes to pass into your experience. That's the law of mind, undeviating, immutable, timeless, and changeless. We're not talking about faith in creeds or dogmas or traditions or any religious persuasion. We're talking about faith in your own thoughts, in your own feelings, in the laws of your own mind, and the goodness of God in the land of the living. Faith in that creative intelligence which responds to your thought. You can have faith that you're going to be ill when exposed to a draft, or that you will catch a virus or a severe cold because someone sneezes in your presence. You can have faith that you will fail and your business ventures will turn out badly. But your faith is in the wrong thing, isn't it? A woman once said to me, for 10 years I had absolute faith I would be alone through life. No one would marry me and I would be poor and miserable. Then I read a book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, a book I wrote many years ago, and I applied the prayers outlined. Now I am happily married, have a marvelous husband, and have been blessed with 3 lovely children. This woman reversed her faith in the negative to a joyous expectancy of the best in all phases of her life. Fear is faith in the wrong thing. Fear is faith upside down. Have faith in the goodness of God in the land of the living. Have faith in divine love. Have faith in the healing presence which made you to heal you. The law of this woman's mind responded to her belief, for the law of life is the law of belief. What do you believe in? To believe is to accept something as true. Believe in whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are of good rapport. If there be any virtue, if there be any praise, believe in these things. The first step in building self-reliance or self-confidence is to believe in that infinite power within you, which grows hair on your face, digests your food, grows your nails when you're sound asleep, and grows hair on your head. It watches over you when you are sound asleep. It governs your heartbeat and all the vital organs of your body, and all the processes of your body are controlled by that infinite intelligence. That's what we're talking about. For example, if you cut yourself, it heals you. If you burn yourself, it reduces the edema, gives you new tissue and skin. It always seeks to heal you. That's the life principle in you, and you know you're alive, you know you have a mind, and you know you have that spirit, because you can feel the spirit of joy and rapture and ecstasy and love when you look into your child's eye. All these are invisible, yet they're real. So believe in that infinite power within you. Recognize and know that the self of you is God. That's your higher self, the living spirit within you that was never born, will never die. Water wets it not, fire burns it not, wind blows it not away. It's eternal. It is the very life principle in you, through you, and all around you. The second step is to commune regularly with this infinite presence and power, and have a vision realizing you go where your vision is. Your vision is what you're mentally looking at, what you're giving attention to, what you're thinking quietly, silently, and feelingly at this moment. That's where you're going, and that's what's going to happen to you. Let your vision be of abundance, right action, inspiration, and divine guidance, and you will become like the perennial mountain of snow, which, when melted by the heat of the sun, blows downward like a river of life, giving nourishment and sustenance to the valleys. What difference does it make if you have foundered and failed many times, now that you know the divine presence indwells you, and the infinite intelligence and infinite power and the infinite life principle is the God presence within you? You know that it responds to you. One should be happy. Stand up that divine gift within you. Wake up the sleeping giant within you. Trust that creative intelligence within you more so than you ever trusted your human father or mother. When the thought comes to you, I cannot do this, affirm that the divine presence can. It's the infinite presence. It's the infinite power. There's nothing to oppose it or challenge it. It is almighty. If the thought comes, look at all the difficulties and obstructions. Realize and know and say, bully, to yourself. Infinite intelligence and infinite power know no obstructions, delays, or impediments. Find an affirmation which counteracts all your negations, and your life will become more blessed and beautiful through the years. You will find your obstructions and challenges will be transformed into opportunities. Your fear will turn to faith, and your doubt will turn into certainty that the infinite healing presence is within you, and wonders happen as you tune in upon it. I had an intensely interesting conversation with a hotel proprietor in Lisbon, Portugal. He told me that he had started out as a waiter in a small restaurant, and when the boss would ask him to do something special, he would say, I am going to try to do it. His boss finally said to him, never say I'm going to try, say I'm going to do it, and know that you can do it. Then the power will respond to you. He said, I profited from that advice, and I never again said, I'm going to try. I began to believe in myself. I know that infinite power indwells me, for the Bible says the kingdom of God, or intelligence, is within you. His secret was, I'm going to do it. He began to affirm perhaps 1,000 times a day, I'm going to have a big hotel and own it. He believed that through the power of the infinite, he would do exactly that. The answer came in a strange way, he continued. I won at roulette in Monaco, the equivalent of $100,000 in American money. I opened this hotel, and now I have paid off the mortgage. I have prospered beyond my fondest dreams. This man said he had felt an overwhelming urge to go to the tables in Monaco, and he asked a friend to accompany him and show him the ropes. He knew he would win. It was an inner silent knowing of the soul. He had fabulous winnings, and when he had enough money, $100,000 for a deposit on his hotel, he stopped and never gambled again. This was the way his subconscious mind answered his prayer for a hotel of his own. The ways of your subconscious are neutral. Money is just an idea, a symbol of exchange. There is nothing evil in the universe and nothing good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Good and evil are the movements of man's own mind relative to the infinite life principle within him, which is forever perfect, whole, and complete in itself. Make up your mind now, this minute, that you can do what you want to do and can be what you sincerely want to be and can have what you wish to possess. It will be done to you as you believe. Follow the age-old maxim, be sure you are right. Then go ahead. Let nothing move you or shake your conviction. Make it a part of your mentality. With this kind of belief, you will inevitably succeed and move forward in life. What is it that the immensely wealthy man or the prominent businessman possesses that you do not? Only one thing. It is self-reliance or self-confidence. He believes in himself and the powers within him, both of which mean the same thing, of course. Self-reliance or self-confidence are one. Confidence means with faith, faith in a principle, in the powers of your mind. Just like an engineer has faith in the principles of mathematics, faith in the principle of strain and stress. You meet men and women who have reached the top of their professions. They're successful in the art of living. They have marvelous homes. They have wonderful children. They're contributing to humanity in countless ways. They're successful in their prayer life, relationship with the divine, and relationships with people. All this is due to their implicit trust in faith, in that inner power within them. They place their whole reliance on that infinite guiding principle, on the divine love and the divine protection in all ways. Their words, actions, demeanor, and general attitude radiate power and confidence, and thus win your respect the first time you meet them. Last year, I interviewed a man in Hilo, Hawaii. He was very wealthy, but he sadly said to me, I am nobody. No one cares for me. Frankly, no one did, for the simple reason that he did not respect or care for the self within him. He was down on himself, and if you are cruel or mean to yourself, others will be cruel and mean to you, for as within, so without. This man was down on himself even though he had vast holdings of real estate and large bank deposits. I explained to him that he was constantly criticizing and belittling himself, and that doing that, others must treat him the same way. If he expected to accomplish precisely nothing of himself, neither would anyone expect any more of him. For as within, so without. The inside controls the outside. I pointed out to him that the riches of the infinite were within him and all around him. Shakespeare wrote, "All things be ready if the mind be so." All he had to do was to call on the infinite presence and power, and it would respond to his thought. He began to use some of the great eternal truths of the Bible, which I outlined for him as follows. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the living God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you? But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, and temperance. Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall make plain thy paths. Trust him, believe in him, and he shall bring it to pass. This is the way the Lord created you. Rejoice and be glad that infinite being created you, and know it is always with you and is capable of healing you, restoring you, vitalizing and energizing you. We know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose. God, in the midst of you, is healing you now. Building self-confidence. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Action and reaction are equal to each other. Ella Wheeler Wilcox expressed this law of mind as follows: give to the world the best you have, and the best will come back to you. Give love, and love to your heart will flow as strength in your utmost need. Have faith, and a score of hearts will show their faith in your word indeed, for life is a mirror of the king and the beggar. It is just what you are and do. Then give to the world the best you have, and the best will come back to you. To adjust is to fit, adapt, accommodate, regulate, to put in working order. In order to adjust to life, it is necessary that you become a channel through which the life principle flows freely, harmoniously, joyously, and lovingly. The solution to all your problems is to get acquainted with and use the divine presence and power in your life. Acquaint now thyself with him, and be at peace, and good shall come unto thee. I suggest that each person establish a definite method of working and that he practice it regularly and systematically every day. For example, determine for yourself what is the most troublesome problem you have. Decide to solve this problem now by realizing that infinite intelligence within you knows the way out. Its nature is to respond to you. It knows only the answer, and the nature of infinite intelligence is responsiveness. That is your answer, as certain as the rising of the moon tonight. A young man I met had experienced a poverty complex for many years and had received no answers to his prayers. He had prayed for prosperity, but the fear of poverty continuously weighed on his mind. Naturally, he attracted more lack and limitation. Your subconscious mind accepts the dominant of two ideas. This is a law. After talking with him, he learned to pray as follows: I know there is only one source, the life principle from which all things flow. It created the universe, and all things are contained. I am a focal point of the divine presence. My mind is open and receptive. I am a free-flowing channel for harmony, beauty, guidance, wealth, and the riches of the infinite. I know that wealth, health, prosperity, and success are released from within and appear on the without. I am now in harmony with the infinite supply, and just as I would adjust an instrument in my laboratory, I am now mentally adjusting my focused attention on the eternal source of all blessings. I wish for everyone all the blessings of life. I am open and receptive to God's riches, spiritual, mental, and material, and they flow to me in avalanches of abundance. This young man changed his attitude of mind and focused on divine riches rather than poverty, and made it a special point not to deny what he affirmed. In a month's time, his whole life was transformed. He affirmed the above truths morning and evening for about 10 minutes, knowing that he was actually writing down these truths in his subconscious mind, causing the latter to be activated and to release the hidden treasures. Whatever you impress on your subconscious mind is expressed on the screen of space, and your conscious mind is the pen, the thinker, and what you think and feel comes to pass. Aristotle said, resistance is the cause of every monstrosity, and monstrosity in the body could be a growth, a tumor, a lesion, or any other abnormal condition. I knew a woman who was resenting and hating her ex-husband. In addition, her physician told her she had developed a serious lesion. She was resisting the free flow of the life principle, which flows as harmony, beauty, joy, and love. In other words, the life more abundant. She was blocking the infinite healing presence. She finally realized what she was doing and came to a clear-cut decision to pray as follows. I surrender my ex-husband to the God presence completely. Whenever he comes to my mind, I affirm, God's love fills your mind and heart. Then she adjusted her mind to the infinite healing presence, frequently claiming, the infinite healing presence which created me from a cell knows all the processes and functions of my body. It knows how to heal, for I am the Lord that healeth thee, and this healing love fills my mind and heart, and I am made whole and perfect. At the end of 3 weeks, she returned for another examination by her doctor, and the lesion had disappeared. Divine love dissolves everything unlike itself. There are people who resist the weather, new ideas, newspaper headlines, and even their neighbors. There always seems to be friction in their mental and physical relationships. Happy is he who trusted in thee. Adjustment takes place in your own mind when your thoughts are harmonious, peaceful, loving, and based on eternal verities. In other words, when you get along with yourself, you will be able to get along with others. If your habitual thinking is based on resentment, fear, ill will, hostility, and/or self-condemnation, you will project your hostility and animosity onto others, and you will experience very poor relationships in your business, home, or professional work. Learn to be pliable, flexible, and adjustable. If there is someone in your office who is obstreperous, petulant, and fractious, realize you did not create him. Lose him and let him go mentally. You're not responsible for his warped or twisted mentality, and you should realize he has no power to disturb you. It's always a movement of your own thought which disturbs or annoys you. 2,000 years ago, Marcus Aurelius said, if the cucumber is bitter, don't eat it. Very simple, isn't it? Ask yourself, what is my aim in life? Let the answer be peace, harmony, and divine wisdom, because this is so. Identify with your aim and not with the boorishness or surliness of others. Repeat the following affirmation daily. Divine peace and harmony govern me and reign supreme in my life. When you mentally and emotionally identify with your spiritual aim in life, nothing in the external world disturbs you. Stop giving power, prerogatives, and privileges to people who have no power. No one disturbs you but yourself. It's a movement of your own thought, your own emotions, your actions and reactions. They all take place in your own mind. Have you ever noticed the way water flows according to the line of least resistance? You may have watched a stream flowing down from a mountain. It never quarrels, fights, or resists the rocks, boulders, or obstacles in its way. The water goes around the boulders or flows over them and eventually finds its way back to the ocean. All the stumps, stones, and trees disappear or wear away since nothing can seriously impede the flow of the streams back to the ocean. You are a river of life, and your purpose is to meet challenges, difficulties, and problems, and to overcome them. Not by mentally fighting or quarreling with them, but by meeting them head-on while realizing that joy is in overcoming. Say to yourself, the problem is here, but infinite intelligence within me is here also. It knows only the answer. This problem is divinely outmatched. I will grapple with this problem courageously and through the wisdom
Sample complete. Ready to continue?